going on, Sarah G, Eric? Yeah, happy Sunday. How has your guys' days been going? Let me get this tweet out, and then we'll get into things. Oh, whoops. Because I know you guys all lost your money in NFL today, so we got to make some of it back with NBA. Thank God there's NBA on Sundays. What's going on, Matt? Damien, one teasy. Just 1.5 likes today, boys. Sheesh. Yeah. If we get to over 1.5, I'm gonna be feeling pretty good about this stream. I took DDR over points on PrizePicks. Is that okay? Yep, I think that's completely fine. I am really heavily on DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine today, and I'm fine playing both of them. I mean, you know, we've seen it already in the past couple games without Nikola Vucevic. I mean, the offense completely runs through those two guys and those two guys only. So they're in a very nice price range. I would have been on Anthony Davis a lot more. I thought there was a really good chance LeBron would have ended up sitting here with him kind of dealing with that ailment. And with them facing the Detroit Pistons, pretty easy win. You know, actually, I take that back. I mean, the Lakers are pretty awful. So, you know, they'll probably end up dropping this game to the Pistons. But the biggest news, I guess we'll go game by game. I'll kind of go over my strategy. More of a chill stream today, guys. I'm kind of recovering from last night. Jaw hurts. You need to try it first. What do you mean? This is Coke Zero. Coke Zero is the move, man. 0 calories for this. It tastes the same. Honestly, at this point, I like Coke Zero more than regular Coke. Did they actually put up the Denver guys? That must be new. Oh, they might just have the... Oh, hold up. Wait, where'd you take Barton at? PrizePicks heater season? Yes, sir. Keep this streak going, man. Oh, it's the advertisement. Where are you seeing Barton at, though? Because if Barton was on here, yeah, I'd take Barton all day. Yeah, he's just, like, not on here. Okay. Hey, shut up, Steph. Okay, we'll start up top with the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Detroit Pistons. Jesus. Okay. I can't stop laughing. Jesus. What a shit stream. I cannot stop laughing. My God. Okay, so the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Detroit Pistons at 211 over under. The Lakers are currently, I believe it's like 8 points now. It was 7 points. It was 7.5. Now it's 8-point spread in favor of the Los Angeles Lakers. You know, with news that LeBron James is going to be active this game, that makes a ton of sense. Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, Trevor Ariza, they are all out. So this team is relatively healthy. I'm not on Talon Horton-Tucker nearly as much with LeBron James healthy. His minutes should be there, but his usage is going to absolutely plummet playing next to Westbrook, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James pretty much at all times. So I'm not really interested in him. I think he's going to be popular. He busted last game, but you know that was largely due to LeBron being back, and then the game ended up blowing out. But he is a key piece of this team right now, and he's going to see like mid-30s minutes, so he's not too bad of a play at 5,300. Then Anthony Davis, if you were going to spin up for anybody on this slate, it would be AD for me, but I'm just not getting into that range today, despite how much value there is. Move over to the Detroit Pistons. Kelly Olynyk, Chris Smith, and Killian Hayes are now out, so that was something that we were waiting on news for. And yeah, so with Killian Hayes out, I'm expecting Corey Joseph to start. He has kind of been taking over that backcourt anyway, so he's $3,200. The Lakers are absolutely abysmal on defense. He has already been seeing around 30 minutes anyways, even with Killian Hayes. So I absolutely love him today. $3,200 is entirely too cheap for him. He's very cheap on FanDuel as well. Love the over there. And then I think Saddiq Bey gets a pretty reasonable bump here as well. He should play big minutes against a good or against an awful Lakers defense. And you know, in tournaments only, Cade Cunningham has shown a clear ceiling, and actually I think the ceiling could be higher. So 7,100 tournament only for me with Cade, but yeah, really focusing on Corey Joseph. So my strategy, and then Isaiah Stewart as well. I mean, there is a bunch of good plays on the Detroit Pistons right now, because I think that, you know, the matchup is awesome against the Lakers. And, you know, they're somewhat depleted right now with no Kelly Olynyk and Killian Hayes, and they're just too cheap. So, yeah, Isaiah Stewart as well at 4,600. You know, he's a power forward over on FanDuel. At 5,000, I think he's a really good player over there. We almost ended up playing him. Just liked our lineup a little bit more without him. But over here on DraftKings, you know, Isaiah Stewart, one of the best center plays on the entire slate. So, you know, if you want to play some guys from this team or from this game, that's completely fine. But the strategy of the slate is the Nikola Jokic thing. It's all dependent on that. I lean heavily that Jokic is going to end up sitting today. You know, there's been some like very, very vague words around the status of Jokic and how long he's going to be out. You know, he's questionable right now, so I'm not sure how that's possible. I didn't know how it was possible that OG Anunoby was questionable. He's now doubtful. He's not going to play because they said that he was going to be out for like months, or at least a month. And then it comes out that he was questionable for this game. It's hard to believe that these guys are going to play. He's not going to end up playing. I don't think Jokic is going to play. So if you want to wait for that news and play it safe, maybe just play Corey Joseph for this first game and get confirmation, because the next games start at 7 p.m. Central Time, and we'll get news on Jokic before then. Maybe we'll get it during the stream. That would be nice. But I'm going to want to get a lot of those Denver Nuggets guys. So take it easy on the first game. I do like Saddiq Bey, Corey Joseph a ton, Isaiah Stewart as well. Move over to the New York Knicks versus the Chicago Bulls. A 211 over under. The Bulls are currently 5.5 point favorites. The Knicks are going to be without Mitchell Robinson, Taj Gibson, and then Obi Toppin is questionable. Mitchell Robinson is out. Taj Gibson and Obi Toppin are both questionable. Obi Toppin was injured last game, ended up coming back, so he should be good to go here. And then without Mitchell Robinson, Nerlens Noel should grab the start. You know, it could be Taj Gibson, but Nerlens Noel, you know, Thibodeau really likes him. He's been playing around 30 minutes when given the chance, so that's got to be fake. Okay, I just got an alert that LeBron James was retiring at the end of the season. But yeah, I mean, from the Knicks, you know, it's Nerlens Noel, and that's pretty much it. Julius Randle is too expensive over here on DraftKings. On FanDuel, I mean, this is such an abysmal price tag. He's $8,400. So yeah, I mean, very good play over here on FanDuel. DraftKings, not as much. Don't mind Alec Burks, more of a tournament option for me, but Nerlens Noel, probably the best play from this team. I'm expecting him to play, you know, 28, 30 minutes tonight. Move over to the Chicago Bulls. Nikola Vucevic, Patrick Williams are both out. Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan are my two favorite spin-up options on the entire slate. And yes, I am okay with playing both of them together. Without Nikola Vucevic, the offense completely runs through these two guys. And they're playing massive, massive minutes right now. So I think that they are a bit too cheap at 85 and 8,700. Like them a good bit. Tony Bradley, he's going to grab the start again at center, but only a tournament option for me. Move over to the Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns at 209 over under. The Suns are currently 8-point favorites. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Nikola Jokic is going to end up sitting out this game. If he doesn't, you know, there's plenty of there's 3 games to 75% of the games you can use to kind of switch up your lineup. So if he ends up missing, last time we saw Austin Rivers grab the start and Jeff Green started at the 5. In this matchup specifically, I think that against DeAndre Ayton, I think JaMychal Green is likely to enter the starting lineup and Austin Rivers will come off the bench. If that's the case, then I like JaMychal Green an absolute ton. I would like him more than Jeff Green. But he needs to be in that starting lineup. If he is not in the starting lineup and Austin Rivers starts again, then JaMychal Green is not viable on the slate because he's just not going to play enough minutes. We saw it last time out. He only ended up playing 11.5 minutes coming off the bench. But against a bigger DeAndre Ayton as opposed to a smaller Tony Bradley and Derrick Jones Jr., makes more sense for them to go smaller with Jeff Green at the 5. But in this matchup against DeAndre Ayton, I just think that JaMychal Green is likely to start, and he would be one of the best plays on the entire slate at 3,200. I love Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, Monty Morris. I think all of those guys are pretty much must plays, and Monty Morris as well are pretty much all must plays today. I know it is a pretty tough matchup against the Phoenix Suns, but with so much usage to go around without Nikola Jokic, they become the strongest plays on the slate. And, if Jokic were to be healthy, I don't think that they would be 8-point dogs. So I think the line indicates that there's a good chance that Jokic ends up sitting here. Kind of backs up what I'm thinking. Move over to the Phoenix Suns. Dario Saric, Frank Kaminsky, Abdel Nader are all out. Mikal Bridges, I still think is just entirely too cheap at $4,800. He has guard and forward eligibility, so very easy to fit him in your lineups. His over-under or his fantasy projection rather on Prize Picks is still at 22.5 fantasy points. That's just so crazy to me because he's going to play mid to high 30s minutes in competitive games. And even if this game doesn't stay competitive, the way his rotation works, he's probably going to play around 30 minutes even in a blowout. So 22.5 fantasy points in a good matchup against the Denver Nuggets, potentially without Jokic. Denver is a tough defense, but that is with Jokic. When Jokic is off the court, they become very, very poor defensively. So I think Mikal Bridges should have a pretty good time here, especially to getting over 22.5 fantasy points. Move over to the Toronto Raptors versus the Golden State Warriors. A 218 over-under. The Warriors are currently 9-point favorites. The Raptors are going to be without Yuta Watanabe and OG Anunoby. They were midday downgrades from questionable to doubtful. Not expecting them to play here. My sentiment remains the same. Pascal Siakam at 8,400, I think is one of the best tournament options on the entire slate. 8,100 over on FanDuel. I think he's a very good player over there. He's going to be very, very low owned. It is a tough matchup against the Golden State Warriors, but I'll say it again. I mean, last year and years past, whenever Kyle Lowry was out, you would want to go to Siakam and Van Fleet. It seems like people think that Van Fleet is the leader of this team now, which is just not the case. Siakam is the guy here. So I'm going to go back to the well with Siakam a ton on FanDuel. Not as much on Draftkings, tournament only for me. And I love his over on Prize Picks. His over right now is at 34.5 fantasy points. I think this is way too low. And he's off that minutes limit. We saw him play 39 minutes the other day. This game ended up blowing out, so he only played 30. But clearly not on a minutes limit, playing 39 minutes right here against the Trailblazers. So I like Siakam a good bit. Not much interest in anybody else on that team. Ken Burch is likely to start again in place of OG Anunoby, but I think there's better center plays because Precious Achiuwa is breathing down his neck for minutes as well. I think guys like Nerlens Noel, Isaiah Stewart, whoever starts at center for the Denver Nuggets, I think they're all clearly better plays than Ken Burch. Move over to the Golden State Warriors. They're going to be without Klay Thompson, James Wiseman, Andre Iguodala. Then Otto Porter is questionable, and I think Gary Payton is actually questionable as well. But I really have no interest in this team outside of Draymond Green at 6,600. Poole and Wiggins, they're priced up because of that one game that Draymond Green and Steph Curry ended up missing. They just preemptively priced them up, and so they're playing now, and they are just too expensive. So Draymond Green at 6,600, I think is a very good play. Good matchup against the Raptors. Should be a pretty fast-paced game. And 6,600 seems pretty enticing for him. In competitive games, he's going to play 32, 34 minutes. And I like his over here on Prize Picks at 30.5 fantasy points. So if you guys want a quick 5-pick right here, I like the over Draymond Green, 30.5 fantasy points. Pascal Siakam over 34.5 fantasy points. We can add Mikal Bridges at 22.5. That's 3 players. And then we can go over to DeMar DeRozan. I like the over 38.5 fantasy points. You could add the over on Zach LaVine as well. I do know that doesn't correlate very well, but I feel very strongly that these two guys should be able to get it done, assuming this game does stay competitive. And, Vegas does indicate it should. Only a 5.5 point spread. They're going to play big minutes in a close game, and they are the entire offense with no Nikola Vucevic. But if you guys are in here and you guys enjoy this video, these streams, I'm here every single day. So if you guys could drop a like and make sure to subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. If we can get to 3 likes, I would absolutely love that. But we got 44 minutes left. It's a small slate. We're really only waiting for news, and that is only going to we're not going to get that news until after this stream. So I might head out of here a bit early after I answer some questions if this questions start slowing down. But if you guys keep throwing out some questions, I'll make sure to stick around. All right, Stewart, 2 fouls in 4 minutes incoming, trying to deal with AD. Yeah, that's another thing. Isaiah Stewart, just his whole career, just very bad at keeping his hands to himself, and facing LeBron, Westbrook, AD in the post, driving to the rack. Isaiah Stewart could be in severe foul trouble here. I try not to bet against things like that, but Stewart has a very big problem about it. He has been avoiding it lately, though. He didn't against Indiana, but that was, as expected. He still played 32 minutes. But against Sacramento, Toronto, 0-2 fouls. I mean, that's good. And then he ended up getting injured last game. But as long as he's staying out of foul trouble, I think Isaiah Stewart, one of the best value plays on the entire slate. They have Barton points on Price Picks. Dude, I just cannot find this. It's not coming up for me. Let me refresh. Oh, they do. Yeah, so I don't even know if that's supposed to be up or if that's supposed to be bait. I do like over 17.5 real points, though, for Will Barton. He has had a pretty crazy usage rating without Jokic. 25.4% last game. What was in this game? Jokic played in that one. Okay. Dre putting clamps on Pascal. Draymond is not the same Draymond. He's not that kind of guy anymore. He's still very good defensively, but he's just not that guy. I'm not really on Ken Burch. With the Precious, we got to remember, before Precious got hurt, Precious Achiuwa was playing ahead of Ken Burch. So, I wouldn't be the slightest bit surprised if we saw Precious Achiuwa start here or eat into his minutes. Precious actually played more minutes than Ken Burch last game. So Ken Burch is going to be a lot higher owned than Precious. And so if you want to make a direct pivot off of a more popular Ken Burch, I would much prefer Precious Achiuwa there. Any must plays on FanDuel? Yeah, I mean, assuming that Jokic is out, yeah, Will Barton, Corey Joseph, Monty Morris, Aaron Gordon, I think are all must plays for me. Derrick Rose against the Bulls. I mean, maybe, man. It's just really hard for me to choose between these guys, and they're no longer splitting all 48 point guard minutes because Alec Burks is starting to eat into their minutes a little bit. So I'm not considering Walker Rose anymore. They are very cheap, though. Can you talk to me about what your Patreon offers? You get my cheat sheets on Draftkings and FanDuel, all my Prize Picks plays, my FanDuel full lineup, and with the cheat sheets, it does give away my core plays. It could be anywhere from 2 core plays a day up to 5 or 6, depending on how strongly I want to lead you guys to the lineup that I'm playing, without fully giving away my lineup and going against Draftkings TOS and getting in a lot of trouble, a lot more trouble than you guys would imagine. You also have access to me to ask questions. 4,400 utility on DK tournament. I already have Morris and Barton for Nuggets. Let's take a look. 4,400 utility. I mean, it's probably Alec Burks at 4,300. You like Burks and Noel? I think they're fine. I like Noel a lot more than Burks. given the price. Not really on Steph. Steph is just like too expensive for me today. Personally, I'm not getting above Zach LaVine at $8,700 when I'm creating my personal lineups. Van Fleet or Siakam. Got to be Siakam for me. My lineup so far: Corey Joseph, Fred Van Fleet, Zach LaVine, Derrick Jones Jr., Kem Birch, Mikal Bridges, Julius Randle, and Chris Paul. I might get off Derrick Jones Jr. and Kem Birch. Well, okay. I mean, unless you're waiting for the Denver Nuggets news to start jamming in all the Nuggets, because if Jokic is ruled out, you're going to want to have at least 2 or 3 of those Nuggets players. I mean, yeah, assuming Jokic is out, Steph is the clear, like, top raw projected player today. Actually, it's pretty close with AD, to be honest, but I'm not getting there today. Gordon or Bridges final play. FanDuel, definitely Gordon. Just make sure that Jokic is out. Joseph, LaVine, Bridges, DeRozan, Draymond, Barton, Gordon, Morris. Absolutely love it. Are you building as if Jokic is out? Yep. I'm assuming Jokic is out, so I'm likely going to be playing a ton of these Nuggets tonight. I'd be very surprised. And, if Jokic is ruled in, I'm probably going to be all over him because he'll be fine. He's dealing with a wrist injury, so, he shouldn't be hampered all too much. And he's been playing big minutes, and if he's in, the line's going to get a lot tighter, and this game should play competitive. So, yeah, I like Jokic quite a bit if he's healthy, but I'm assuming he's out. Can I play Siakam and Fred together? I think that's fine. Will you peep my GBP lineup there? Yeah, I got you, man. Okay. Kojo, Barton, Bay, JaMychal, Stewart, LaVine, Aaron Gordon, Steph for DK tournament. Assuming JaMychal starts, obviously. Yep. That might be the lineup tonight if you're playing Steph and if JaMychal Green is playing. So, yeah, I like that lineup, Steph. Can I play Siakam? Oh, whoops. Pascal 36.75, 2 steals last game first year. Fred VanVleet or Cade? It's got to be Fred VanVleet for me. Do you like Curry tonight? Yeah, Curry's a fine, like, raw projected player. I'm just, like, not getting to him tonight from a roster construction standpoint. If playing Siakam, do you think Dre run back completely necessary? No, I don't think that's necessary today. Favorite cheap values? Jeff Green, JaMychal Green, assuming JaMychal Green is starting. Jeff Green's a great play regardless. Corey Joseph is a must play for me at $3,200. Actually, let me bring up my cheat sheet so I can answer this a bit better. Nerlens Noel, Isaiah Stewart, Monty Morris. I think those are the best value plays. But Corey Joseph, Jeff Green specifically. And I would like JaMychal Green more than Jeff Green if JaMychal Green is starting. Jeff Green, the better fantasy producer when he's playing at the 5. But when he's playing at the 4, just don't like him nearly as much. And then JaMychal Green, if he's not starting, he's just not going to play all that much. Corey Joseph, a solid play now. Yeah, I think he should be a core play for you guys. Barnes or Dre. Got to be Dre for me. Cunningham tonight. Yeah, I think Cunningham is an interesting tournament option. You know, that he is pretty severely priced up, but he has shown clear upside. And like I said earlier, I think the upside is actually a bit higher than what he's shown so far. But tournament only. Wouldn't play him in cash. 4K forward. Got to be Jeff Green for me. Achua or Noel. Monty, my favorite Nugget if Jokic is out. Yep. I tend to agree with that. It's just kind of worrisome that they didn't close with him last game, but I think more times than not, they're going to play him like 32, 34 minutes in this situation. I was already on Kojo before Killing News for Sneaky Valley SMH to make it chalked out now. Yeah, I mean, Corey Joe's probably going to end up, just because this news came out so early, Joe's going to be probably the highest owned guy today. And I think the ownership is going to be very spread out today for a 4-game slate. Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty spread out. Because there's no, like, clear options until Jokic gets ruled out. And Jokic is going to get ruled out after the first game already locks. So, people are not going to have as much flexibility to get all those Nuggets in. And sometimes people don't even late swap. So, the Nuggets are going to be a lot lower owned than they should be on a 4-game slate, assuming Jokic is ruled out. Ayton and Morris or Siakam and Jeff Green. Oh, man. It's probably the Ayton Moore side unless... No, actually, I take that back. It's the Siakam side for me. Def Noel over Achua if Taj is out. Stephanie, yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Taj is still questionable. So if Taj is ruled out, I mean, Nerlens Noel is reaching must-play territory if Taj is also out. But again, like I said in my video earlier, there is a good chance that this game runs small where Derrick Jones Jr. is playing the 5 and Julius Randle is playing the 5 on the other side. So down the stretch of the game. So it could eat into the minutes of Nerlens Noel. Siakam or DeRozan, definitely. DeRozan, what if Jokic is in? 4K forward, still Jeff Green. If he is in, no. I mean, I guess Jeff Green would still be in play because he's still the starter at the 4. Would just be a significantly worse play. I would probably... Man, at forward. I wish that Ken Birch was right there. Yeah, it'd probably still be Jeff Green at 3,700. Yeah, get me to 100 subscribers. Come on, guys. I'm trying to get at least 1 new subscriber every stream in every video. And at least a few likes. Levine or Booker? Definitely Levine. Randall over Noel theoretically. Yeah, for sure. We still got 33 minutes left. I feel like I'm just talking about the same thing over and over and over again today because, I mean, this is a pretty cut dry slate until we get the Jokic news. All right, guys. If you guys don't have a couple more questions, I'm going to head out a bit early. I'll give you guys a couple seconds to get them in here. But pretty straightforward slate. James City tonight. Nope, he is available to play, which came to my surprise. I thought there was a really good chance that he would end up sitting. Tough love. Thank you so much for the subscription. Check DMT. I got you, Matt. I dig that, man. I like Siakam a lot. Is that... I can't tell. Is that Jeff or Jermichael Green? I like that lineup, though. Yeah, getting DeRozan, Levine, and Siakam in is pretty sick. What's the plan if Jokic actually plays? I'm probably going to try to get up to Jokic. I already have the sheet updated as if Jokic is going to play. And I'll update you guys in the Patreon once we get that news. But I would not be on Barton. I would not be on Aaron Gordon. I would still consider Monty Morris. And then Jeff Green would be like a secondary play. And then Jermichael Green would definitely not be in play. But we'd try to get up to Jokic. And then we'll make some pivots elsewhere. And no problem, Apollo. If playing the Nuggets and waiting for news, are there optimal pivots after the first game? Go off to still make the fine lineup afterwards if he doesn't say it. Yeah, there's going to be plenty of pivots later. Like I said, 75% of the slate starts after this first game and starts at the same time as the Nikola Jokic game. So we'll be able to make viable pivots, and we should have plenty of time to do that. Because if Jokic is going to get ruled out, it's probably going to happen like an hour and a half before, an hour or an hour and a half before. So we'll have plenty of time to make those corrections. So I'll update you guys in the Patreon. And then if you guys are in Discord, we'll be chopping it up in there as well on what we should be doing. So if you guys want to join my Discord, by the way, it's completely free. It is linked in the description below. Who you trust on Toronto tonight? Pascal Siakam for sure. Should Randall and Barrett get more run? Worth a game stack? I'm not really considering those guys. I like Randall a ton on FanDuel. If you want to run it back with somebody, it would be Nerlens Noel for me. Ain't no problem, Sam. Thank you for joining the stream. Jermichael, yeah. I mean, I like that lineup a lot. Who are your favorite DraftKings GPP plays? Pascal Siakam. Isaiah Stewart listed available to play Sunday. As expected. He was just probable. I think he's fine. Anthony Davis also playing. So scary that Anthony Davis, just like every time he's on the slate, we always get notifications that he's playing, and he's just like hardly hobbled. Yo, by the way, guys, if you guys do want to tail me over here in my plays that I give away, if you guys deposit using code Taylor, TAYLOR, you receive a 100% match bonus up to $100, and it really helps me out. So if you guys want to tail my plays, I'm going to continue to give them away mostly for free every day in my videos, in my live streams, if you guys watch them. You fading the first game besides Kojo? Yeah, for the most part I am. For the most part. Although I really do like Sadiq Bey and Isaiah Stewart. I just want the flexibility just in case that Jokic ends up sitting. Or ends up playing. I don't know how I feel about James tonight since they are playing the Pistons. He may take it easy. Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that he's even playing. After NBA season, what will you be doing? I don't know, man. I'm really trying to figure out what I'm going to end up doing after the NBA season ends, because it's like 3-4 months. I don't have anything really to do because I do this full time. So I'll figure something out. I might go on vacation for a couple months, you know. Thoughts on Sadiq Bey? Yep, I love Sadiq Bey, especially without Killian Hayes. Does AD dominate Detroit's front court? Yeah, he will murder Isaiah Stewart. Again, if I were to pay up for anybody today, past the Chicago guys, it would be Anthony Davis. Westbrook, Bradley, James, Davis, Jordan starting. So, I wonder... Actually, let me look up the rotations last game. I wish AD was starting at the 5. That's kind of a weird... I mean, that's definitely a downgrade to AD playing at the 4 as opposed to the 5, even though we know that he'll end up closing at the 5. And then Talon Horton-Tucker coming off the bench, that is also a downgrade to himself. I think THG is going to get some ownership today, and I just don't think he's a very good play. Is 900 too much to leave behind? No, I think that's fine today. I've made some lineups today with like 800-900 that I actually liked. Davis still in play since James in? Yeah, absolutely. Burke safe for cash? Nah, probably not safe for cash. That's more of like a tournament option for me. Baseball. Dude, I haven't played baseball DFS since like 2018. So I am just like really out of the loop. I literally, I'm being dead serious. I could not tell you who was in the World Series last season. I have no idea. You like Bridges on DK? Yeah, I think he's way too cheap. Way too cheap. Steph for 65 today, Rip Bozos. You're going to give him out low ownership too, Steph, so. It's funny that Levine is small forward eligible on DK and DeRozan only power forward. Yeah, it's crazy. But if you look at their actual lineup, it makes sense. I mean, DeRozan is starting at the 4. They are a pretty small team. Gary Trent Jr. Yeah, I mean, his price makes him strictly a tournament option for me. Although the way his role is, he is safe for cash games. Like, he plays so much, and without OG Anunoby, he's gonna shoot more as well. So, you know, he's actually not the worst play. OG Anunoby being out leaves a ton of usage to go around, and he plays upwards of like 38-40 minutes in competitive games. Where he's so high on Levine and DeRozan in a tough matchup. You know, I don't think it's that tough of a matchup. The Knicks have been pretty bad on defense this year. They're not nearly the defensive team that they were last year. And without Vucevic and a clear top spend-up option today, it's just kind of where the slate goes. It's just with the context of the slate that drives me to a lot of Levine and DeRozan tonight. And they're playing such massive minutes too. They're just like very, very safe games, safe plays. And a lot of these games could easily be blowouts. Like, I could see all 3 of the game. I could see all 4 of them blowing out, but the Chicago game has the least likelihood to blow out, in my opinion. Okay, so Corey Joseph officially starting. I thought there was an off chance Josh Jackson would end up getting the start and would kind of throw a loop into things. So, good thing that Corey Joseph is starting. I feel really good about him. He should be a core play in your lineups. Blowout season, yeah. There could be a lot of blowouts. Like, I could definitely see the Lakers blowing out the Pistons. I could see the Suns blowing out Denver if there's no Jokic. And then I could definitely see the Warriors blowing out Toronto. Gary Trent Jr. been killing it lately. Dude, he's been killing it all season since he's been in the starting lineup. Why does this slate suck? It's Sunday. It's 4 games. I really wish they would not have even had the first game on here. I was hoping it was just a 7 p.m. 3-game slate. I would have liked that a bit more, but Noel Love. Yeah, I like Noel quite a bit, and if Taj Gibson ends up sitting, he becomes nearly a lock for me. Was the DK route? Well, it all depends on Nikola Jokic if he's playing or not, because if he's ruled out, then I'm just going to stack up the Nuggets, play 3 or 4 of them, get to the spin ups for the Bulls with DeRozan and Levine with Corey Joseph. Toronto not getting blown out. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to blow out. I mean, what's the spread right now? It's like 9 points. It went from 8 to 9, but that's a lot of public money on them. I mean, the Warriors, dude, I think people are underestimating how good the Warriors are right now. They are so far clearly the best team so far and right now. And Toronto has not been good. Not been good. And now they're without OG Anunoby. So, it could blow out. What do you think about Frank Jackson? I'm not on Frank Jackson. Although, he's an interesting tournament option without Killian Hayes. Like, if you want to direct pivot off of Corey Joseph, I mean, you just go straight over to Frank Jackson. But that's not something I'm really interested in doing. Are you on Cade today? Yeah, Cade's fine in tournaments. Wouldn't trust him in cash games, given his price raise, but still think he's fine. Bozo. Siakam, Dre, or Curry and Noel. It's going to be Siakam and Dre for me. Compazzo love. No Compazzo for me. Seahawks really going to lose to Colt McCoy at home, huh? Any love for anyone on LA? If I were to consider anybody from the Lakers today, it would be Anthony Davis. But I'm not interested in anybody else, with them being a lot healthier than they have been most of the season. Please don't play Compazzo. You ain't getting me like that, man. Even as a Toronto fan, I gotta admit, we're going to have our hands full with the Warriors tonight. Yeah. The Warriors have been crazy, man. Just wait until Drew and Middleton get fully back in rhythm after they played the most basketball over the past year of any players. I mean, I agree. Seeing people want to see like the Nets Lakers, dude. I think the Warriors Bucks finals would be sick. That's kind of what I'm cheering for. As much as I would like to see Brody get a ring, I don't think that's in the cards tonight, or this year rather. Bridges or Burks? Definitely Bridges. Thoughts on Lonzo? Lonzo, more of a secondary option. I think there's so many good plays in that 6K range, like Aaron Gordon, Will Barton, and Draymond Green. I just prefer them quite a bit more than Lonzo. CP3 thoughts? Yeah, I mean, CP3 is my second favorite Phoenix Sun tonight, but I'm not really getting to all that much of them today. I think he's fine, though. Jeff Green, value cash? Yeah. Especially if Jokic is ruled out. 7K utility? Man, that's tough because you are 100 off of Cade. I'd probably go with Draymond Green here. Lonzo would be a close second, though. Miami going to the finals? I don't know about that one, man. Drew and Middleton finals run after a long season plus Olympics right after that. A little crazy. Yeah, that is crazy that it was such a long season. And then on top of that, they went to the Olympics and played all the way through. Thoughts on McGee? No, I'm not on McGee. With Ayton fully healthy now, McGee's probably only going to play 14, 16 minutes at most. Will Chris Boucher be in the first place lines tonight, or is that reaching? That is definitely reaching. Precious Achiuwa's back now, so And Nick Nurse does not like playing Chris Boucher. All right, guys. There is 19 minutes until lock. Did any of you guys play Prize Picks for this game? Oh yeah, I forgot. So did Batum did he get scratched after it locked? That would be pretty funny. I feel like we haven't dealt with that with the NBA. Although, dude, this year at least, I remember last year that was like my tipping point when Paul George got scratched after a lock, when he was like my favorite play on the slate. And I remember Fantasy Labs tweeted that Paul George was scratched, and in parentheses it just says dizzy. That might have been the most tilted I have ever been. I think I just went like AWOL for like 3 months after that. God, that was the worst. Last season was just like the worst NBA season of all time. The news was so bad. So bad. And I feel like they've been good about the news this year, though. So at least it's a bit of a payback. Is Aiden a good play if Jokic is out? Yeah, I think Aiden's fine. KB and Zubats first half overs, easy money. I like that, man. I'm always on Zubats when I can be. Kojo, Levine, Barton, DeRozan, Green, Morris, Bridges, Randall, GPP. I like that quite a bit. Yep. Stewart or Noel. Gotta be Stewart from me. Plus, I was able to just get Brunson full game after Luka out. He hit also. Did people actually think Luka was gonna play today? I thought there was like no chance. Lakers blow out Detroit. Thornton would get bench minutes. Thornton. Who are you talking about? Oh, Talon Horton Tucker. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it the other day with the Lakers when they were getting blown out. What? Yeah, it was the Lakers or the Bulls game. Yeah, they were getting blown out, and Talon Horton Tucker played the last 15 and a half minutes of that game. So, I mean, yeah, if you think this game blows out, Talon Horton Tucker's a great play because he's probably going to end up playing the entire fourth quarter. Center is so gross. Who are the center plays? It's not that bad. I mean, if you want a tournament option, it's probably Pascal Siakam. He has forward and center eligibility. But the other center, I think Isaiah Stewart's a good play. And then Nerlens Noel is a really good play, especially if we get word that Taj Gibson is out. And then, of course, if Jokic plays, like Jokic is a great play. And if Jokic sits, then JaMychal Green is a great play if he's starting. Must play. It's probably like Corey Joseph. And then personally, I'm playing DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. And I'm assuming Nikola Jokic is going to end up being ruled out. So, that's going to open up a ton of value. Like for guys like Jeff Green, JaMychal Green, Will Barton, Aaron Gordon, Monte Morris, I think are all pretty damn good plays if Jokic is ruled out, despite the matchup. Slotting in Taj if no news is pretty enticing. Can pivot to JaMychal or Bradley if news doesn't go our way. Yep, I think that's fine. And yeah, Noel is not a lock to start, and nor is he a lock to get more minutes than Taj if Taj is healthy, because we know Thibodeau is pretty weird. I think Thibodeau does like Noel, though. We know that he loves Taj Gibson, but I think he'll kind of let Noel rip if he's starting. Any interest in 4K? Nah, but dude, that is crazy that Evan Fournier is 4K now. And Burks is playing more than him for the most part. He hasn't really been playing in the fourth quarters either. It's just like really bizarre, man. And they gave him a bag. Kind of crazy. NBA is weird like that sometimes. Would you game stack Bulls and Knicks? I don't really like the Knicks players, so probably not. If you wanted to stack it, I mean, on the Knicks side, it's really just like Nerlens Noel who I'm interested in. You could play Randall, I suppose, but at that price on DraftKings, I'm not really that interested. Much better play over on FanDuel. Closing small again, I see from the clips. Zubac 16 and 10. Ibaka played 12 minutes today. Nice. Yeah, once he fully gets back, dude, if the Clippers could actually get Kawhi back, they'd be so good, man. But I think there's a good chance Kawhi doesn't even play this year. I know there's been rumors that, you know, he's like ahead of schedule. Dude, they're gonna take it so slow with him. Rotogrinders app loving Ball. Any thoughts? I mean, Ball's more of like a secondary play for me. I think he's fine, but no reason to be in love with him, in my opinion. What's going on, Uzi? Uzi saved my ass last night. Do you like Burks? Nah, Burks more of a secondary option for me. Favorite game stack? See, there's really not many games that I like both sides from. It's just like individual teams. I mean, I guess Chicago, you could see game stack it with DeRozan, Levine, and bring it back with Nerlens Noel. Other sides all think Jokic is going to play. That makes me think this first game will be heavier owned. That's good. That's good. I think most sites, they don't project players to be out unless they're doubtful. They kind of don't. They just like make it. They're lazy with it, I guess. I mean, if you look at any of the reports, I mean, it just does not seem like Jokic is going to play. And I felt the same way last time too, and we were right. Favorite pay-ups 9K and up? Probably Anthony Davis for me. Levine or DDR? I like Levine more. I think DDR is better with the peripherals, but the Levine is just shooting so damn much, man. And I think specifically it's a better matchup for him.
Advertising is based on one thing: happiness.
Because I think there's a good chance RJ is on DeMar, which could deter him a bit, I guess. I don't think he guards Levine. Jokic hurt, yep. You like Jokic if he plays? Yeah, if Jokic is playing, like, Jokic is like the clear best spend-up option for me. And there should be enough value for you to get up to him with guys like Corey Joseph and Nerlens Noel. Yo, if you guys are still in here, make sure to drop a like if you haven't done so already. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell notification button as well. That is the #1 way to support me. You like Birch over Noel? No, I like Noel more. I think Noel's avenue to minutes is a lot tighter because Birch has Precious Achiuwa breathing down his neck now. Precious could actually grab the start here. Precious played more minutes than him last game. Just really not that interested in Cam. Although, you know, I will say this. Cam would have played more minutes if the game didn't end up blowing out. We kind of take a look at it now since we got time to kill to lock. So, yeah, Cam ended up playing about 23 minutes, but he missed out on, 3 minutes. So, he would have ended up playing 26 minutes, and Precious would have ended up playing 22 minutes. So, Ken Birch is a fine play, but I think not before long, Precious is probably going to end up being the starter, at least while OG Anunoby's out. Cade or Barton? Barton for sure. Assuming Jokic is out. If Taj is in, are you likely just plugging in whoever starts at center? Yeah. I think Taj, if he starts, is a great play. I mean, he's cheaper than Noel, and if Noel starts, I think he's a great play. Bay and Paul or Trent and Cunningham. See, I know what tournament you're playing too. I probably lean the Trent and Cunningham side. Does the one of Rose or Walker go off tonight, or does that not apply anymore? I don't think that really applies anymore because Alec Burks is getting a lot more into it now. So into the rotation, he's been like very, very active, and that kind of kills Kemba and Derrick Rose value. But they are very, very inexpensive, so they could get there, but it's not the same as it was before. Quickly going to keep getting minutes. Yeah, let's actually look at the Knicks rotation a bit deeper. I was looking at it earlier. Everything's just like changing for them now. It's just like their rotations are just so weird, man. Like this is a close game, and Mitchell Robinson's understandable, but like RJ Barrett just doesn't come back in. Julius Randle doesn't get back into the game. Like I know they're leading a comeback right here, but it's just so bizarre, man. But this is good to see from Nerlens, man. They'll just let him rip, man. He played the last 22 minutes of that game. That's so wild. Randall didn't play it at all. I think he's fine. I'm not getting to him. I'm getting to him on FanDuel a lot. His price over there is abysmal. Draftkings is a lot different. Maybe only if Taj is out. More minutes at the 5 for him. Yeah, for sure. I might as well go the full way since we're already 8 minutes away. 52 minutes deep. This has been quite the drag of a slate to talk about, though. Y'all worried about how bad Noel Nee is? I mean, he said he was fine, and he just played the last 20 minutes of this game. I think he's fine. And without Mitchell Robinson, I mean, the avenue for minutes is just, like, a lot better. Hey, appreciate it, Sergi. Appreciate you being here, man. You guys make it possible. If I keep streaming, you guys got to keep coming back. Two-way street here. DeAndre Jordan, a good play? No, I don't think so. DeAndre Jordan, I mean, the rotations are always really weird with the Lakers. I mean, they're pretty obvious. He's not going to be in the closing lineup, so his minutes are very, very limited. He's likely going to just play 2 stints. He'll play one stint to start the game, 1 stint to start the second half, and that's it. He's not coming back in the game because here, I'll show you. We play so many in games with the Lakers that it's just like really obvious where they end up going. Well, this isn't a good example because he wasn't starting there. Where's the last game that they were like healthy and DeAndre Jordan was starting? It's been a while. Anyways, he'll play 1 stint. Dwight will play 1 stint and a half, and then AD will play the rest of the minutes at the 5. It's just not very inducive for fantasy points for DeAndre Jordan. You on Curry, bro? I think Curry's fine as like a tournament option. Not really on him though. Not really getting up to him, to be honest. Best DK play 7.9K or less. Gonna be Fred VanVleet for me. All day, Eric. dude. Paul George is the fucking man. Sad he wasn't on the main slate. Would have been all over him. I mean, I guess he didn't have the craziest game, but always the correct play, in my opinion. You like Ayton with no Joker? I mean, yeah. I mean, it comes pretty clearly a better matchup against JaMychal Green as opposed to Nikola Jokic. Jokic has been like a crazy defender so far this year. So it's, I mean, man, he's making huge strides defensively. So yeah, if he's out, yeah, Ayton gets a pretty big boost. And Ayton is nowhere near a minutes limit right now. He's playing pretty big minutes in the mid-30s. Alright guys, we got like 5 minutes into the lock. If you guys have any last second questions, make sure to ask them now so we can get to them. Again guys, you could just play this first game light. You could just play Corey Joseph, leave a ton of flexibility. So if Jokic is ruled in, you can move off of them, the Nuggets guys, or you can get heavier on them if Jokic is ruled out. That is personally what I'm doing. Probably sticking with solely Corey Joseph in the first game. Over on Draftkings, FanDuel Saddiq Bey is just like way too cheap. I gotta get him in over there. Just Joseph and Bey for me. Game 1, straight chilling for a couple hours. Yeah, I feel you on that. Aiden has a great history against Joker. I hope no one plays him. Yeah, I think Aiden's gonna be pretty low owned. They did increase his price to like the mid 7Ks, so would not be surprised there. You like Bey on DK as well? Yep. I think Bey is a very, very good play today. It's just unfortunate that his game comes 2 hours before the Nikola Jokic game. So if you play, like, he's a good play if you play him. But if you play him, that's just like one less spot you have for flexibility to get in Denver Nuggets guys or get off of them and get onto other players. Bey or Trent on FanDuel. If you have the money, get up to Trent. 104 likes, sick. Yeah, if you guys haven't dropped a like yet, make sure to do so. Make sure to hit that bell notification button down there as well. And if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That is the #1 way to support me. It's completely free and it'll take you like 2 seconds to hit those buttons. Really helps out the algorithm. Bey or Draymond? Definitely Draymond. Definitely Draymond. All right, guys, we got less than 2 minutes until lock. I need some, like, water, man. Yeah, you guys have any ideas what I should do after the NBA season? I'm not sure, man. I want to keep streaming every day. Maybe I pick up a game. Play some Warzone. Man, Warzone's going to be dead by the summer of next year, right? You'd have to imagine. GM Green if starting in Randall or Draymond Gordon. Well, which Green? If... Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry. I thought you were saying Jam. You're saying JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green if starting in Randall or Draymond and Gordon. Draymond and Gordon. Yeah, Draymond and Gordon there. Yeah, if JaMychal Green is starting, he's probably the best point per dollar play on the slate. But not only does Jokic need to be out, but he also needs to be starting. I hate MLB. I'll do it for money, though. So, you know. Storm Chaser. I do live in Kansas, so. Not outside the realm of possibilities. Golf. That does sound fun. I have a golf course probably like 30 seconds away from here. From where I live. Storm chasing. Live stream storm chasing. I don't think anybody does that, no? That'd be pretty electric. Alright, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. I know this stream was probably a bit boring, you know, talking about 4 games with really no injury news outside of the Jokic thing, which is not going to happen until like another hour or so. Appreciate you guys being here nonetheless. I'll be here tomorrow. I'm here every single day. As you guys are leaving, make sure to drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate you guys being here. Best of luck tonight. See you guys at the top of the leaderboards. Once Jokic is ruled in, ruled out, I'll make sure to update the Patreon pretty much immediately. I'll have it up within like 5-10 minutes. And then I'll be talking in the Discord as well once that news